Greetings, viewers. Welcome back to 13 Tarot. As some of you know, it's not all about tarot here. On the contrary, see as Scorpios, we like to keep it mysterious and most times too real for most to handle. Which brings us here and now. So welcome to an all-new series of the Scorpionic Deep.
Greetings, humans of Planet Tera, and welcome to the first episode of the Scorpionic Deep, where we interview Scorpio star races from all over the multiverse as they share what's on their mind, and in turn what's said is to be interpreted as channeled messages for those who need to hear it at that time. I am your host, Luna Circuit, and today's special guest from Scorpius Planet 9S, from the dimension Farthest Key, is Zephyr Vela. Zephyr Vela, it's nice to have you on the show, and we're so excited that you could make it as far as a reliable connection signal goes. It's not that easy to establish from dimension to planet and planet to dimension, so glad you could join us in the here and now. So earlier in the ethers we spoke and you were telling me some very interesting things pertaining to awareness and self-love and knowing when to stand in one's own power. Could you go ahead and speak your truth to our viewers here and now?
That actually brings me to a key point that I did leave out, I forgot about. So I'm kind of glad we went that route. When I was speaking on the whole thing about the awareness, are you going to be arrogant and hot-headed and be a dick about it anyways? See, there comes a point where a person has to call their bullshit. If you can't and throw yourself under the bus, if you can't gaslight your own shit and call your own shit out, then you haven't submitted ego. You haven't even began to work on ego. You haven't. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry because that's facts, and facts is facts. And that's undisputable. If you can't call your own shit and throw yourself under the bus, you got a lot of work to do. Because being able to identify what your flaw is the only way you're going to call a mistake and learn from it in between the lines. That's silver lining. What matters most? It's the bigger, higher, it's what's bigger than you. If you can't do that, then you ain't for my lane. You ain't on my vibe. And you got to keep moving. Because I ain't got time to sit here and train a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Because at this point where I'm at, I done called all my power back from doing that to myself multiple times, time and time again. And when I do the work, I'm tired of doing other people's work for them. It's time for you. Nah, I didn't come to this job with being the cook so I could be the dish taker, the server, and the dish boy. I ain't doing it. Everybody has their job to do. I'm not here to pick up slack, and if I'm here to pick up slack, then I best be getting a fucking paycheck for that shit. Some type of benefit. What am I learning from it? What am I getting? What's the benefit? Or is there no benefit at all? I'm just here to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And that's where shifting that perspective and coming to the realization. That's awareness. That's consciousness.
So you see, what it boils down to here is, when you stand in your own power and you stop giving your own power away and you call it back to you and you hone it in, well then, that's you saying enough is enough and I'm tired of dealing with all the bullshit because I've known deep down that things weren't supposed to be this way in the first place. Like deep down, I felt it in my bones, I felt it in my soul. You did. Like, willingly. Y'all are willing to be a slave to the system. And it's time for you to wake up and make a difference and change the world. Because if you don't, well then, guess what? I hate to break it down to you, but, you're headed in the wrong direction if you don't stand up and do something about it. Because if you don't, then, Gaia's gonna shake it off. She's gonna shake it off. Like brushing the chip off her shoulders. Like, so...
Well, there you have it all, you wonderful souls on Terra, straight from our good friend Zephyr Vela. So until next time. Thanks for tuning in and giving the new show a listen. After all, these are made for you and will of course always reach those it's meant to all in divine timelessness. That concludes today's episode of The Scorpionic Deep.